What is up, guys? We are the One Stop Vids. I'm Professor Jack, he's the Dark Dinosaur, and today we're going to go over my take on goblins. Because goblins are the funniest little dudes, aren't they?
Booby goblins.
This is not unstable. This is a modern deck.
I want blue-footed boobies.
That's a bird, isn't it?
I'm into birds. I'm an ornithologist now.
He's a bird watcher.
I'm Dr. Bird Watcher.
I feel like that joke's dead. We're going to start this deck tech right about Meow then. So this is goblins. I'm going to start with the land base. You got 20 mountains. You all set with that. Keeping it cheap. Sorceries are going to be running goblin grenades because we're going to have a lot of goblins. And sacrifice a 1-1 to deal 5. You know, do that 4 times and you win the game. Krinko's command, you get 2 goblin, 2 1-1s for 2. You could also play Dragon Fodder, which does the same thing. Relentless Assault, untap all your creatures and you get a second attack phase. Definitely worth it when you have a bunch of creatures on the field.
Smack, anger. Yes.
The only red spell we're playing is Lightning Bolt. Because it's removal, it could get us at 3 points of damage to win the game.
It's Lightning Bolt. We like it. It's pretty.
It's very pretty.
Lightning Bolt is our friend.
The enchantment we're playing right now is Blood Moon. Simply because it makes a lot of people go, I can't play my 4-color deck anymore, so I'm just have to scoop here.
If you're playing against a blue player, they're forced to use a counter. There's no way around it.
No, Blood Moon is such a good card.
If they don't play that counter, their game's over.
Pretty much. Yeah. For creatures, we're running 4 copies of Goblin Arsonist. If you want to make the deck more expensive, I recommend throwing it in for Legion's Loyalist. But that's up to you. We also have 4 Goblin Guides. If you want to make the deck cheaper, I recommend the Legion Loyalist. Because it's still a decent card. Goblin King to give everything Mountain Walk and the +1/+1, which goes pretty good with the Blood Moon. So you're going to be playing against some of the mountains. Goblin War Driver, it has Battle Cry. It makes all your goblins +1/+0 stronger when they all attack.
Oh my god.
Warren Investigator, he has Double Strike, and what does he do again? Whenever he attacks, I play a goblin from my hand to the battlefield. He's a 2-drop, you know, turn 3, I can either play Kranko Mob Boss for free, or anything else on the list.
And you can get the Warren Dude out of a dual deck right now for cheap. You'll find it next spring. The dual decks the year after are always mad cheap.
Yeah, you're gonna... I think right now he was like $5 and it got reprinted, so it dropped to 3. I can see it dropping to like $2 or $1 next year.
You're gonna find the dual decks at like flea markets and stuff for $10, and people that had stores or people who just invested in a lot of them because they were selling that first, thinking they're gonna get money. That's how Kranko ended up being, and now he's coming back up in price.
Yeah, which is weird because he was also printing it. Kranko Mob Boss, because you have a lot of goblins, you want a lot more. You know, Kranko goes great with Goblin Grenade because he generates you to have your firepower, more or less. The sideboard for the deck is Cleave Riot, which just gives all your creatures double strike to end the turn.
Snarf.
Yeah, pretty much. Fateless Looting, you could put in Goblin Lure here, but I feel this is slightly better. You have Goblin Chieftain, which is a haste version of Goblin King minus a Mountain Walk. So if you're playing a single color deck, switch him out for the Blood Moon. And lastly, you have Tarfire just to stay in the tribal. You could play Shock here if you really want to, or Lightning... not Lightning Helix. Lightning Spike.
Yeah. And then you got Dragon Fodder, which could replace your Kranko's command. And you have Empty the Warrens. Empty the Warrens is a little bit more expensive, but you get the Stormy Storm.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are just options I wanted to throw out there. I also believe that Dragon Fodder, it does the exact same thing, and it says it is 7 cents cheaper.
Yeah.
Krenko's Command, though, slightly prettier picture
And it stays with
for
the
a
Krenko.
Goblin deck, because these kind of look more like Kobolds, in my opinion.
Yep.
But it's, that's just a visual thing. Do whatever you want.
Legion Loyalist, he can make the deck a little bit more expensive, make it run a little better, or a little bit cheaper, and kind of make it run just about the same, if
Yeah.
not slightly worse.
If you can't afford the Goblin Guides, throw him in there. If you can afford the Goblin Guides, and, you can also afford him, switch out the Arsonist for him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options.
Now, we threw in Blood Sun as a maybe because...
Some people can't spend $20 on a Blood Moon, and it's close to the same. It's not the same. It's not as good, but it's cheaper. I don't know why right now it's saying 6, because I'm finding them 4 everywhere.
I don't know where Blood Sun is going to be in the near future with the core set coming out soon and Dominaria coming out. Blood Sun could see a lot of things that might change this deck slightly.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully you guys like this deck, and it's roughly $240, so it's not, again, it's not budget, but it's not extreme.
Eat spaghettis.
Eat spaghettis. We're gonna go right to the outro right about now. So that was my take on Goblins. I don't think it's nearly the best Goblin deck out there.
No, the best Goblin deck would run Mudbutton Torch Runner and Goat Napper.
Sure.
And Squeaking Pie Sneak and Mad Auntie, because they're all funny sounding names. And when you're playing Goblins, what do you want? You don't want serious. You want goofy little funny things.
That's very true too.
Nobody watched Pinky and the Brain for the brain. They watched for Pinky.
I thought it was a very good deck. I had a lot of fun when I used to play it. I'm gonna remake it so I can play it again. There's not much to say about it because it's just a pretty basic tribal deck that does pretty decent. So thank you guys for watching. You guys have been great. Have a great one.
Poink.
Bye-byes.
Bye.